Okay, so I wanted to show you guys these 10 watt LEDs that I purchased from Alibaba. 10 watt LEDs, cool white, 9,000 Kelvin. So they were $1.12 US, 9 to 12 volts DC, and about 1 amp, and intensely luminous. So here they are. Some little barcode on them there. Now one of them came in, and I can see that there's a couple of damaged diodes in there on the light. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can see it. See, there's those little ones that are darker. There's like 3 darker ones that stand out from the rest, and I'll show you one that works. Works is an interesting term right now because I'm not sure exactly if they're working at all. So there's the other one. Get that in focus. Yeah, that one looks okay. Desktop power supply, which is right over here, 9 to 12 volts. So I'm going to set my bench power supply to, I'm just going to set it to 5 volts. The positive and negative terminals on each, you can see that. You should be able to see that. There's the plus, and there's the minus on this side. Sorry. Hook up the plus. And minus. And it turns on. This is the one with the damaged diodes. And if you can see here, we have 5.7 volts and it's showing 0.008 amps. Right now this LED is not getting warm at all. So if I crank up the voltage, I'm going to go up to 7.5 volts. Now we're pulling 0.081 amps. If I crank it up even further, let's go up to 9.5, pulling 0.1 of an amp. Now as you can see, if I shut these lights off, it looks pretty bright, but in comparison to one of the other ones I'm going to show you, it's not really bright at all. And if I touch, I can touch the back of it still here right now. I crank it up to all the way to 12 here, and you can see it flickering here, and I think that's got to do with some of the dead diodes on there dropping in amperage. So there's something wrong with this guy. So I'm going to shut this off. Now the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn up the voltage. Going up to 7.5. Okay, so we're at 9.3. Now one interesting thing here is you can see I'm at 9.35 volts, and you can see the amps creeping up. 8, 9, it just keeps creeping up. Like and it's really hot. Like I can't even touch the back of this. It's really getting hot. So I can smell something now. I'm going to cut the power at 1.2 amps. I don't know what's up with that LED, and I don't know if I'm not doing this right, but I guess they're not voltage regulated. Now with the bench power supply, I can obviously limit the amperage here. I'm just going to crank it up a little bit more here. So I'm at, you can see it, 9.86 amps. So basically I'm at 1 amp at 9 volts, and I because of this voltage regulator and current regulator, I can regulate the amps into this thing. So this video might be useful for someone who buys these and figures, oh well, why is the LED burning up here? Well, it's because there's no voltage regulation. It seems like whatever voltage or current you're putting into this thing, it's just going to take and burn itself out. Let's disconnect this guy. Positive to negative on this guy. And I'm not going to limit the amperage right now. I'm going to let the amperage go max. Right now we're at 7 volts, or 8 volts. So we're at 9.6. See, this is the thing. Look at this guy. This guy here is sitting at 9.6 volts, and we're at 0.7 of an amp, and slowly rising. So looks like the same thing is in effect here. It looks like actually, you know what? It's not really moving. 9.5. Let's move this up higher. Let's go to almost 10 volts. Oh, it's starting to flicker. Man, that fucking burns. So these things get really hot. Anyways, this one's acting totally different than the other one. I'm pumping in almost 10 volts and I'm sitting at about half an amp. So as you can see, I don't know what's going on with these guys. So one's got the damaged diodes. One seems a lot more stable than the other in terms of holding the current. So I guess you need a voltage regulator or a current regulator with these. The reason why I bought them was I was going to use them for some sort of light for my bike, or actually lights for filming. So a word to the wise here. If you buy these, I guess the quality is not that great. For $1 a piece, what do you expect? But just be careful with them, because you're going to need some sort of heat sink behind them for sure. 100% you're going to need to get a heat sink, a pretty large heat sink, and put it on the back of these before connecting them up to anything. And you might need a voltage regulator or some sort of current regulator, or they're just going to pop on you. Stay tuned for the next one, guys, which will be regarding, I'm not really sure yet. There's a few ideas I have, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.